Well, now as you can see, I've got two of my uprights up. I had a bit of a miscalculation somehow, so each pen will be 2 feet wide. I've got the first two pieces up, and I have just marked and cut, and I'm cutting my third piece. I'm using the handsaw just because my dog is here. Hey Meg, hey girl. And she doesn't like the sound of the power tools, so I try not to use them when she's around. She can handle the drill, but not the power saws. The important thing to remember when you're using a handsaw like this is it's not about speed. Try to use your entire saw blade and use slow, steady paces, and you will actually cut faster. What I've done is I made my measurement that I needed, and I marked 2 points for my straight end, made a line, and then I made a line with my saw, and I'm following that line. I will hopefully get the other 3-4 pieces cut here tonight, and get this part done. Again, these boards are all reused. They would have been thrown into the garbage otherwise. So I'm trying to use up what I can of those and use all the resources that I have. It is minus 30 something again today. What I did for my heat in here for now is, as you can see, I have a power bar just temporarily taped up there, and it's plugged into an extension cord, and my electric heater and my light. So what I do is, about an hour before I'm ready to come out here, I have it all insulated now. All I have to do is plug in the cord in the house, and by the time I come out here, it's warm enough to work because that electric heater kicks in. If you're going to do this, make sure, as you can see I don't have at the moment, make sure you have at least a 3-foot area cleared around your heater for safety's sake, and do not leave it for any more than a little while unattended. Make sure you check up on it. As you can see, I got a ceiling vent there. It's upside down at the moment. This again was something that came with the house that I don't have to pay for. I will be putting it in the roof of this shed to allow some airflow through during the summer as well. We will continue. One very important thing to remember is that not all tools are created equally. Of course, a hand tool is great because you can use them without power, and they're always there and dependable. So you want to buy something of quality and pay the little extra. When you're buying a handsaw, there's something very important to look for. As you can see, each of the little serrations here, if you look at them from this angle, it's kind of hard to show you on film, but as you can see, they're not straight. One goes to one edge and one heads to the other edge. The reason for this is so that when you're cutting, your cut will actually be wider than your blade by just a fraction. The reason for this is that otherwise, when you're trying to make your cut, your wood will pinch your blade and cause you to not be able to cut. This is where a quality difference can come in with a saw. Not only in the steel, the flexibility of it, as you can see, it can take a fair bit of a bend, but also in how those teeth are cut. So make sure those teeth have a crisscross type pattern so that your cut will be wider than your blade, or you will not be impressed with it. Well, as you can see, I've got my two 2x4s up here, as well as there. This creates 3 separate sections, which actually gives me 4 square feet, pardon me, in each one, 4 square feet. So, what I'll do is, these are the leftover boards that were cut. I will be cutting them off and placing them at the bottoms, flush with the 4x4s, rather like this 4x4 is here. And that way, when I lay down my bottom layer of rabbit wire, I can cover the entire bottom in one go. I'm going to try to get some leftover lumber to fill in the center sections, and it'll be rabbit wire on the backs and the sides. And the fronts, I of course will have some rabbit wire as well as a small door. Inside each one of these I will have to make a small hutch, especially for the female who's going to have babies. And that way, if it gets cold in the winter time, she'll have a small space to heat up. And when I mean a small hutch, I mean 8 by 10 inches, something like that, to where she can just fit in there with her babies, have lots of room to not crush them, but at the same time to where her body heat will help maintain the warmth. As you can see, it would be fairly easy for me to also just install an extra set of 2x4 there, and I will have a next level. And rabbits are not a very tall animal, so I could do this easily without overcrowding them. But I think I might build my lower level first and leave them some height to be able to stretch out, because a rabbit can stand fairly high, and it's good for them to be able to stretch and move some. During the summer, I'll be trying to graze them out in the yard and stuff using a small fencing setup as well, similar to a chicken mower. This is as far as I'm going to go tonight, so we'll call this the end of this segment. It's been nice and toasty warm in here ever since the insulation. The only thing I have left to do is cover that window yet with plastic. I will leave it open to allow light in, but I will cover it with plastic. And I still have to fix the gaps in my door. I will do this by cutting off strips of 2x4. They're about a ½ inch thick, nailing them on the far side of the door, and then using some 1/4 inch foam just to insulate it more. And this place will be just about airtight and warm. At this point, I'm actually worked up a sweat, and it's -30 outside. So there is the next step of my rabbit hutch, and I will try to get some more materials, and we will hopefully have another segment for you here soon. Thanks for watching.